Dave Cherry, and I've just found out something. 79 films I've made on YouTube, 79. But what I want to do is show you some films that have been left behind. Some archive miscellaneous films that I never used. There's all sorts on here, so let's get cracking with it. Barnsley, archive films. This is Barnsley Market, pre-75 when they altered it all. Oh, that's lovely. The Leeds bus, look, a green Leeds bus coming in on Mayday green with marketing at back. Barnsley Market. That's marketing, of course, from Barnsley, a town and its people. He's dressed smart, that lad. Like I say, it was altered in 75. Now then, this is South Yorkshire building. South Yorkshire, it's just been pulled down, and it's the Queen's Visit in 1977. That's good, look at that, that's Eldon Street, look at that traffic island there. Woolly's hot left, look, that's Eldon Street with Benjamin Adams clock. Queen's Visit, 1977. A kind lady, Hilary Francis, gave me these. I did these for them, digitised them for them. That's Queen coming in on Eldon Street. And it was filmed from top of Hilary's shop. Leslie Francis's, you all know that, famous hairdresser in Barnsley. And he filmed these, as I said, from top of his shop. That's motorcade coming in, look, on Eldon Street. 1977. Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip. Coming on Eldon Street. There's be a ramp up to South Yorkshire building. Here she is, going up there, meeting the dignitaries. That's the mayor bit looks on it. I'll have to get my records out to see who we were. Meeting all the dignitaries. It's all been pulled down, this, of course, for new pictures. That's looking up ramp. Now then, this is lovely. This is, you'll never guess where this is. It's Stairfoot where Tescos is. Barnsley Rugby Union Club. And that fella there, they call him Adrian Wilkinson. Used to play rugby for Barnsley. And like I said, that is where Tesco's is now. Unbelievable, isn't it? Again, this is 1970s, just before Tesco's were built. Like I say, I did these films for Hilary Francis. Looks to be a nice summer's day. And that's it. Stairfoot. My favourite place. That's him, Adrian, number 3. Well-known character in Dodworth, that lad. That is Albert Hirst, would you believe it? This is where we used to live. And I filmed this Albert Hirst building on fire, caught fire one morning. With the 10-foot fire engines. This was Tupper Harbour Hills, and my back used to face on here. Onto the back. Again, this is 70s. Just off Queen's Road, of course. Fire engine there, look. I filmed it from our bedroom window. Now then, Christmas 1966, and this is one of the hospitals in Barnsley. I think it's Kendray Hospital. Christmas 1966, and that's Roy Mason, of course, our old MP. This is a look in time, isn't it? Look at this, back in time, 50 odd years. Look at uniforms, what nurses have. That's Mayor again, I don't know who he is, I had to check my records. I don't know who took this film. Very years. It's, as I say, these films, the archives, miscellaneous, what I've just stored away, bypassed them all. But I thought you'd want to see them. You'll probably know some of these faces. Bill seems to be enjoying this end. Like I say, I think it's Kendray Hospital. See how nurses' uniforms has changed. Some of these kids, well, they'll be 70 odd, won't they? No. A bit of smoking a cig. That won't be allowed now, will it? Of course, there's no sound on these films. Little baby there, look, just been born. Like I say, I ain't a clue who these people are.
For many years, a major landmark in the Barnsley area was Oaks Viaduct, built by the Midland Railway to carry a 4.5 mile long branch from Barnsley Courthouse Station to the Midland Main Line at Dodworth. Over 1,000 feet in length, the viaduct spanned 2 railways, a road, 2 canals and a river. But following the branch's closure in 1959, the bridge was declared unsafe and it was demolished in the summer of 1968. We now move 13 miles southeast to Penistone, and the electrified Manchester to Sheffield Woodhead route, which was British Railways' only main line operating on 1500 volts DC. 7 Class EM2 locomotives were named after characters in Greek mythology, and primarily handled the passenger services between Manchester Piccadilly and Sheffield Victoria stations. But the smaller and more numerous Class EM1s were the real workhorses of the route, handling not only passenger services, but also the immense amount of coal traffic from the Yorkshire coalfields. Passing through Penistone with an eastbound mixed freight is EM1 26044, one of 58 Class EM1s built at Manchester's Gorton Locomotive Works. From the route's opening in 1845, coal workings from the Yorkshire coalfields formed the principal traffic. But the steep eastern gradients required expensive double-heading and banking with steam locomotives in order to lift the heavy coal trains up to Dunford Bridge and the Woodhead tunnels. As a result, the LNER announced in 1936 their plans to electrify the Woodhead route, resulting in over 180 steam locomotives being replaced by 88 electric locomotives. With the eastbound passage of an electrically worked passenger train on the 14th of June 1954, the route became Britain's first electrified main line. Despite massive investment and the possibility that the route's 1500-volt DC system could have been upgraded, British Railways declared the route redundant and closed their once prestigious Manchester to Sheffield link in July 1981. 7 miles east of Penistone is Barnsley, and in August 1964 a DMU stands in Barnsley's exchange station, with diesels parked on the site of the town's steam locomotive depot. On a service from Sheffield, a DMU approaches Jumble Lane crossing at the south end of Exchange Station. Leaving for Sheffield, a DMU passes under the Jumble Lane crossing footbridge, which many years later was dismantled and moved to Barnsley's Elsker Heritage Centre. By 1964, steam had given way to diesel power on many passenger workings, and passing Newark's Junction on the outskirts of Barnsley is a Brush Type 2 diesel heading a working men's club outing to the east coast.
Next station was Deepcar. The section of track from Sheffield was kept open on closure of the route over Woodhead to serve the British Steelworks at Stocksbridge. Moving west, EM2's 27,005 Minerva and 27,001 Ariadne work up and down interval passenger trains near Thurgerland, which ran nearly every hour both ways during daytime. The special of the 3rd of September 1966, seen earlier at Sheffield Victoria, is again seen near Oxspring, behind 26021. The train had previously traversed the Wath to Penistone route, normally freight only, and is seen near Silkstone. The High Peak Rail Tour of the 27th of June 1964, hauled by B1 61360 from Sheffield, travelled via Rotherham and Mexborough to Oldham Junction just west of Wath. There, the train was piloted by prototype EM1 26,000 Tommy for the journey over Woodhead to Guide Bridge. The steam-hauled train was now effectively towed by the electric up the Worsborough Incline and to Woodhead Tunnel, a ban on the steam locomotives under power being enforced since the opening of the new Woodhead Tunnel in 1954. The Worsborough Incline, at 1 in 40, once saw the LNER's only Garrett on banking duties. The Worsborough branch was built specifically for the coal traffic from Wath Yards to Penistone and Woodhead, and saw electric and diesel traction after steam, including an occasional 350 horsepower 08. This is D4031, allocated to Tinsley. Pulling up towards West Silkstone Junction on a coal train is D6959, later 37380. Banking at the rear is 26014. Although the 1 in 40 was the steepest part of the incline from Wombwell Junction to Barnsley Junction Penistone, the 7.5 mile line included stretches of 1 in 100 and 1 in 136 before this. A 1 in 106 section was at Kendall Crossing. 2 EM1s descend after a banking duty. After negotiating the 2 Silkstone tunnels, the top of the 1 in 40 is reached at West Silkstone Junction. The train is hauled by 2 EM1s and banked by 2 more. Communication between the train engines and bankers was available through an intercom using the overhead 1500 volt catenary. The line to Wath via Barnsley, which the line via Worsborough Incline was built to avoid, goes off to the left, as 76,007 and 76,021 return down the incline to Wombwell. An English Electric Type 4 is heading towards Barnsley with empty coal wagons for Dodworth Colliery. The Yorkshire coalfield produced high-quality coal, and in 1909, in Great Central days, was producing 36 million tonnes a year. One of the collieries on the Barnsley line was at Dodworth, and on the 19th of March 1974 was being shunted by an Austerity 060, built by Hunslet in 1943 as their number 2857. Delivered new to the Longmore Military Railway, she was sent to France in December 1944 and also served with the Belgian Railways in 1945 and 1946. In April 1965, she was fitted with an underfeed stoker and served at Dodworth until 1976. The head shunt at Dodworth was short, and the engine often had to use the BR line at this point to shunt the exchange sidings. She is preserved, and nowadays can be found at Bodmin in Cornwall, named Swiftshaw. Resuming our journey to Penistone on the 3rd of September 1966 behind E26021.
I hope you've enjoyed this miscellaneous films what I've knocked together. Thank you. That's your lot.